Hi, team. Welcome to the show. Today, I want to have a discussion about celebrating the wins, baby. I don't know if you've ever experienced something like this, but imagine that you are right on the brink of accomplishing something huge in your life, something you maybe have been working on for a long time, put in hundreds of hours, tons of brain power. You've had your spouse and your family supporting you. Your friends know how hard you've been working, and you're so close to the finish line. And then you cross that finish line. You reach that goal. You achieve the thing. And 5 minutes later, you start thinking to yourself, now what do I need to do next? What's the next thing I need to work on? What do I need to get done today? How many times have we achieved something so big or overcome something so hard, and then after 5 seconds, we're already thinking about the next thing? I know for me, this used to be a really common occurrence. I sucked at taking a moment to pause and celebrate those big wins in my life. I had some huge inner critics like perfectionism and hypervigilance that were pushing me to always do the next thing. By the way, those inner critics, they don't go away. I'm just much better at managing them. This is a really common state of being for people. People really struggle to celebrate the accomplishments in their life. And if we want to talk about impact, we have to consider the impact that this type of behavior has on our ability to have a joyful, fulfilling life, because it's massive. There is an organizational psychologist that I love. He's also an author, Benjamin Hardy. He wrote this wonderful book called The Gap and the Gain. He describes this phenomenon of never celebrating wins as being in the gap. It's a place where you are always looking at the horizon, a moving target that you never reach, so you never truly win. If you're in the gap, you're always striving, but it's never good enough. The gap is a place that feels like lack and scarcity at the root of it. That constant striving has you feeling like you're falling short because by nature, guess what? The horizon always shifts. The goalposts always move. And so you never get to this place where you feel proud and fulfilled. I mean, how many times have you been in that state like I described earlier, where you overcame something so hard or achieved something so big, and after minutes, you thought to yourself, okay, now how do I get to the next milestone? That's the gap. And you might see this in people around you. It's the colleague that's always stressing about the next project after your team just finished a huge project. It's the spouse that's constantly talking about a lack of money, even when you've made major financial strides. It's the family member who, after buying your first house, says, yeah, but now you have all this home maintenance. It's the constant devil's advocate. The parent who always has a critique of the sports game their kid just played. It's like a syndrome of not enough. And we can do it to ourselves, and we can also extend it to other people around us. And the root of all this, the root feeling when you're in the gap, it's fear. In opposition to the gap, Benjamin Hardy describes the gain. The gain is where you look back from where you're standing and you see how far you've come. It's a place of celebration and acknowledgement. It doesn't mean that you don't strive for things in your life, but rather you have more energy and enthusiasm to strive because you've got the evidence of how capable you are. When you look back, you see the progress that you've had and you integrate that into your life. And then that allows you to upgrade your self-identity. You look back and you see, oh my God, I'm someone who wins. I'm someone who's resilient and can perform in the face of challenge. That act of looking back, of celebrating and integrating, that's the gain. And the gain is a place where people feel fulfilled and energized. If we go a little deeper into what the impact can be on people who never celebrate their wins, let's talk more about this idea of self-identity. When we skip over all the things that we've accomplished in our lives, when we never look back, when we never celebrate, when we are always looking at the lack and scarcity in a situation, when we are stuck in not enoughness or falling short, if there is always something that we need to get to next, we fail to recognize that we've actually experienced a tremendous amount of growth and success along the way. And the result of that is we don't get to mentally upgrade our self-perception. We get stuck in this younger, less confident mentality. For example, think about it this way. We still think of ourselves as those 24-year-olds starting out rather than the person that we are today, the person who has experience and wisdom and relationships that are incredibly valuable. We failed to look back and really integrate all of those achievements and accomplishments and experiences that have shaped us and changed us. This is really important. And my challenge to you this week is to just do a little audit of some of the big wins in your life. Take a moment to pause and celebrate some of your accomplishments. I give this challenge to my coaching clients all the time. I ask them to look back 10 years and try to identify 3 big wins from each year. And something that can help you do this is a cool hack. Look back in the photos on your phone. And you often will see that you have photos of some of the really big milestones in your life. And even if you don't, some of those photos that you look at will help you trigger memories of accomplishments and wins in different seasons of time. Every single time that clients do this, they come back and they say, wow, I can't believe how much I've actually achieved in the past 10 years. I totally forgot. I never really registered that. And that's common. They just hadn't integrated the wins. They hadn't celebrated the accomplishments. And so therefore, they just hadn't upgraded their self-identity. I guarantee that you've had more wins than you even think about. I guarantee you've had tons of wins just in this year alone, that you've accomplished more in the last 2 years, 5 years, or 10 years than you could even remember. And I also guarantee that when you start to look at that and really integrate it into your life, into your cells, the result will be a more confident, capable, impactful version of you. So pay attention to what you're accomplishing these days. Become more aware of your wins so that you can celebrate them and then integrate them into your mind and your body. I know we can find a cause for celebration every single day. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Have a wonderful week. Start celebrating these wins. That's what life is all about. It's so beautiful when you can be in the practice of celebration every single day. Thanks again for being here, and thank you for being ready to impact. Thanks for listening to Impact Ready. I hope today's episode inspired you to own your impact and recognize that you are powerful. By elevating our energy and awareness, we can create exponential change in this life. If you enjoyed today's insights, share them with a friend and subscribe to the show for more. I truly appreciate you. Thanks again for being here.